Well, good morning, welcome back. And if you're wondering why Ellie has got a usual tarot cards in a red sort of Christmas hamper, you could say, that's because I'm in my workshop today because it's coming up to Christmas and I've got to get stock ready. Got to make my candles and diffusers and wax melts ready for my Christmas markets. So yeah, but on this path, spirit does not spirit doesn't ease up, let's just say. So the downloads can come in whenever, and just received a download, and it's a twin flame reading. Went straight to my Sweet Love Oracle deck, and yeah, these cards came out. So, but we're in the 1111 portal. 2 doorways, physical, spiritual. Also 2 doorways for me represent a choice. Not just for twin flames, but on your spiritual path yourself. You always have choices. You've got free will. I've always had free will on my twin flame path, on my spiritual path. I've always had that choice whether or not to, balance things out in me. Straight to this card, I've had that choice whether or not I wanted to balance, my divine feminine, my divine masculine out in me. Like this card, stability. I've had that choice to bring that stability into, not only my body, my mind, my soul, but that stability into this connection as well. I've got free will every step of the way. Spirit does not take that away from you. You do have free will, but you are very much guarded, and you do know that this path is for you. It's awakening for a reason. It's to wake you up to to spirit, to source, to the other side. To things beyond this world. That's what it did for me. But yeah, also stability. It's to bring stability into your everyday life and this soul connection and your soul path. To bring stability in this connection, it's about balancing the divine feminine energy and the divine masculine energy out in self. And yeah, it seems so easy now for me to just speak that out loud, but in the 7 years of me me awakening to my twin flame connection, I look back and it's a long journey. It's a journey of constant healing. It's a journey of constant choices. It's a journey of do you go this way, do you go that way? It's a journey, do I stay on the path? And I did a post on when you spiritually awake, you can't stop it. But for me, that's for me personally. I don't speak for everybody here. Everybody does have a choice and they do have free will. But for me personally, when I was ready to spiritually awake, there was no stopping it. I could suppress it. I could ignore it. I could try to, pretend I wasn't going through this awakening, this twin flame connection. But my soul was ready. So it was time for me. It was time for me to awaken. So yeah, it's about balancing, those energies out in self, those divine masculine, the divine feminine, those two, seemingly opposite energies. It's about balancing them out in self, and then, I'll go on to this card, giving you time to heal. It gives you time to heal. It's a healing journey, and if I'd have known this from the very beginning of my awakening, I wouldn't have had to go through everything I've gone through. But there was a purpose in what I was going through. So that purpose was to balance and become stable in self and balance those two energies, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, out in self to, get that perfect balance in me. Hence why my twin flame connection is more balanced now, because I've done that balancing out in me, and vice versa. You mirror souls, so what one heals, the other heals. But yeah, time. it is about patience on this path. And time does heal, and it certainly does. It brings in that spiritual maturity, that wisdom, that connection to source, complete connection to source, because at first, before I did all this balancing out in myself, the energies, I wasn't completely connected to source. There was a disconnect in me, because I was trying to suppress it, because I knew that me awakening up to this path was completely going to change my life forever, but not only my life, those around me, that's loved ones, my children. I knew that this awakening was rippling out to others. I knew that I was meant to do that as part of my soul mission, I knew it was so much bigger than just me awakening. I knew that it would affect others around me, affect the collective, affect many people. That was just the knowing of the codes that I hold inside me. It's a knowing. It's always a knowing. Whenever anybody asks me, how do you know? It's a knowing, and you're guarded. You feel very, very much guarded. Downloads, messages from spirit, angels, always constant working with you. But I was disconnected, and I did another post on this, and in my mind's eye, it was a circuit board, and it was disconnecting. It was like breaking off, in sparks. That was me, and it's been me many times on this journey, until I balanced myself out, until I balanced my divine feminine and my divine masculine energies out in self. That's when I stopped disconnecting from source. Complete connection to source now. Clear a channel, and time does heal. I've been on this path now 7 years, and time does heal. It heals in self, and it also heals this connection, and it also heals others. Now, I don't class myself as a healer, although I've been told by other healers I'm a healer. And yes, I suppose, you could say I help others heal themselves. So I have got that healer qualities inside of me. By balancing these energies out inside of me, I've found my healer qualities that was hidden. I had to do the work. This path is not easy. You have to do that work to uncover your gifts, to uncover the connection to source. Again, but what you lose in this lifetime, you do lose it, and that's your awakening. That's that source coming back to you. That's you awakening up to other than what we see, in the human realm. But time is a healer, and you have to be very, very patient. You have to be patient with yourself. And that's in all areas of this path, because this path is not romantic. It's not about romance. Yes, I mean, there's twin flames that are in union, and they're all romantic, and that's lovely, and that's love. And, it is about unconditional love, of the highest love. It's that divine love. It's that connection. But honestly, on my personal path, it was just the journey home to myself, that inner union with self. And yes, that inner union with myself, and that healing, and taking the time to heal, and maturing on my spiritual path, and maturing my spiritual gifts, did bring communication in from my twin flame again. So we are communicating, we are building our friendship, that was always a very, very strong foundation, but just got rocked, by the confusion and the frustration of this very, very strong, strange, out of the world connection, and yes, we have had a lot of truth talks, and we have communicated, and we're very, very balanced now. very, very balanced. There's more understanding of what happened, why this had to happen, why this journey of balancing things out had to happen. There's more communication. I'm just being drawn to the verse, I'm on the verse lineage path. Verses for me also came in very, very early. Spirit was communicating the verse path, verse. I just kept getting that in downloads all the time. But because how disconnected I was from spirit, and because I wasn't balanced out in these, my two energies, and because I'd not had time to heal and mature spiritually, I didn't understand the message that spirit was trying to get to me, through the verse. Now I completely understand it because I've got that connection to myself and to spirit, So the verse for me, very, very much part of my path. I'm part of the verse lineage, the Mary Magdalene, the Magdalenas, the verse path. That was a path I had to take. I had to work through my forms, which was the healing, the wounds, the trauma, the past life, the karma. These forms and the verse, they belong together. They can coexist together. You don't cut the ferns off, you work through them. You unearth the wounds underneath and you heal them, completely. That's when you really do stand in your wholeness. But after balancing myself out, after taking the time, many years, taking the time, both in this connection, took the time out to heal, communication did then come in, and I knew it was coming in, and that's my precognition, that's my spiritual gifts, my clairaudience, my clairvoyance. I knew it was coming back. Also, 1111 was very, very, very much came to me about 2 years ago. Kept seeing 1111 everywhere, 111, just the ones. And because I'm used to the little nuggets that Spirit's been leaving me for 7 years, I knew what the 1111 was. I knew, about the portals. We're in the portal now, and I feel another big shift coming, and a turning point on this connection also, but ultimately it's because I've done that work, I've done that healing, I've balanced, these energies out in myself, and that's why, the communication come in. And I also, excuse my carpet, like I say, I'm in my work room. I split the deck before I came online, and this card came out. Right timing. And I feel for me personally, when the 1111 started coming through to me a few years ago, I could feel the timing more and more. I could feel the connection, healing. I could feel the energy shifting. I could feel the communication coming back in, and it wasn't long after the 111s, say a few months after I started seeing the 1111s, that communication came in. I did not reach out because I knew that if I reached out, I would just short circuit this connection again. And I understand this path completely now. So, and I'd grown so much in myself and in self-love and self-care, and understood this path. And you grow so much spiritually, you mature so much in self on this path. That's what it's a path about. It's a path about growth, a path about evolving, about finding your spiritual gifts, so you can then help others. Not heal others, but then help others to see what they hold inside themselves to heal themselves. I've always spoken of, we are our own healers, and we have everything inside us we need to heal ourselves. But right timing. It's all about the divine timing on this path, and you do have to have faith, and you have to wait, and you have to be patient, and hold on, you know, hold on to the knowing of this path as well, you know, because you're going to get many that think you're, let's just say it, think you're crazy, think you're, yeah, you know, think you should seek help outside. But I always knew I wasn't crazy. It's a guidance, you're being guided every step of the way, so you know you're not crazy. Although you see and feel what others don't feel, you definitely know, you know, you're on the right path. And it's a knowing. And yeah, right timing, divine timing. That's what this connection is. And everybody's different. This is what I do stress, is like, it's not romance, you know, it's not about romance, it's about healing self, to heal this connection, to then bring that to others in the world. You know, it's about raising that frequency, that unconditional love frequency. That's what we're bringing back to earth, the new golden age. That's what it is. And I shall leave it there, because I feel that is the last of the download. But yeah, divine timing. So, you know, I feel a big shift in this 11/11 portal, and I'm very excited for the 11th coming up. And I've been manifesting for many years, sacred geometry, crystals, candle magic, work with the moons, work with the portals, cycles. That's my spiritual maturity. I wasn't always like this, but somewhere in me there was always a knowing I held these gifts, and I've just unearthed them. The more healing I've done, the more stable I've come. Yeah, you know, it all comes back to you. It's meant to. But yeah, divine timing. So get ready for the 11/11 portal. We are in it. But yeah, you know, keep manifesting. Keep thinking positive, you know, thoughts. Speak out to the universe. Use crystals. Ground. You know, all spiritual practices. Yeah, you use your spiritual tools that you also have a knowing of, you know, and yeah, this portal's pretty big, is all I'm saying. So I will be coming on, I will be doing a video on the violet flame, which is the last video in my rainbow bridge videos. So we worked up from the root chakra, and the last one was the third eye that I posted, but I'll be the violet flame is the very last one, and that's for the crown chakra. You know, that's your connection to source chakra. So excited for that, and I'm thinking of doing that on the 11/11. The 11/11 just seems right. So I'll be doing that video and posting that with Reiki and light language. And Saint Germain, you know, he gifted us the violet flame for this new golden age. It's a gift, and it's healing for this connection. Also, you know, so yeah, very much guided to do the violet flame for the last in the Rainbow Bridge series. So I shall speak to you all soon, and have a lovely Sunday. Now I'm going to get back to my workshop and candle making for the Christmas markets, and I'll speak to you all soon.